about $2 trillion in additional lending by banks that'll go on the taxpayer rolls. I mean, you can see this global elite using up the treasure of the empire. We're bankrupt, and they are showing that instead of slowing down, they're accelerating us towards financial and economic and military ruin.
Again, you're right, and this isn't rhetoric.
We just lost Gerald's audio. Joining us via New York. We'll get that hooked back up with him right now. Was that on our end or on his end, guys? That happens occasionally. You know, it's the wonders of video. While we're at it, let's get him to tip the camera down. Gerald Celente, again, breaking all of this down with us. And next hour, we're going to have the phones open. They're open now. 1-800-259-9231 is the toll-free number to join us. I mean, look at this economic news. Economic slowdown catches up with NASCAR. They're no longer jam-packed. They're seeing the tickets go way down in price and a lot smaller crowds. I mean, it's even affecting NASCAR, and the government's saying, let them eat cake. Everything's wonderful. We told you last week this was coming with Bob Chapman. Now here it is in the Financial Times of London. Fed set to downgrade U.S. outlook for U.S. I mean, they knew full well that the stimulus was just going to line their pockets and that there needed to be another one and another one. But all of this gets put back on the backs of the American people. But I wanted to read this headline to Gerald Celente and get his comment on it. Here's a CNBC headline from today. We are an equivalent of Great Depression. And they go on to list that the graphs for the stock market and the economy and for equities is identical from 29 to 33. And it took 3 years for them to admit we were in a depression. And now I'm seeing mainstream articles every day saying we're in a depression. But their answer is give the bankers more power. Let the Securities and Exchange Commission have total secrecy on who it prosecutes for derivatives corruption and who it doesn't. And we see the Federal Reserve setting up a new private board with even more power over the economy when they're the same group that did it. And we have Chelsea marrying this Goldman Sachs exec whose congressman father's in prison for stealing $11 million from taxpayers. And it's let them eat cake. And you've got Marie Antoinette, Michelle Obama, Michelle Soetoro running around on taxpayer money, and Obama's having all these parties with rock stars and on The View, and even mainstream media, Gerald, is saying what you were saying 6 months ago. It's let them eat cake. The New York Daily News had that headline that they just don't care. They're rubbing it in our faces. They're laughing at us. They're arrogant.
Again, you know, before we got cut off, 90% of the wealth, 93% of the wealth is controlled by 10% of the nation. I mean, you know, I'm not making these numbers up. That means the rest of us are there to cut up that other 7%. We have 10 banks controlling 80% of the assets. It's a takeover. And I get a kick out of this, Alex. As you well know, we've been talking about the greatest depression since the crash happened in 2008. And everyone out there in the mainstream media, either the New York Times called what I'm doing, quote, pessimism porn, until their own flunkies start seeing it. And then it's genius analysis. When Krugman comes up with it, 2 years too late, and about $11 trillion spent.
And he had a full solution. Give the Federal Reserve more money. Give the Federal Reserve, the very crooks that orchestrated this, more power.
Yeah, exactly. That's like you having a second mortgage and you're really in trouble. Hey, Alex, how about a third mortgage? This thing is going under. Here's our message for everyone. Only the strong are going to survive this. You better be in shape physically, spiritually, and emotionally. There's no salvation for these rest of the people that are waiting for their leaders to lead them. The game is over. They're going to keep conning the people every time there's a bit of rosy economic news to make it appear that things are okay. You better start planning now for the winter. There could not be a better grasshopper and ant scenario in place.
And they're not lying about the economy and telling you things are getting better so that we have better confidence. They're doing it so we politically don't get angry and take control of our government. It's our country. It's our republic, and put in policies that would have averted and fixed this. But I know you and many other experts say that it's now too far gone. We're going into the ground.
We're going into the ground. There's only, to me, there are a couple of things that could be done. And one of them, again, I've said this about a new alternative energy, something bigger than wind, solar, geothermal, or biofuel, just like we had the internet revolution that got us out of the 1990s mess.
All right.
And number two, we have to start making...
All right, we're going to break, Gerald. We're going to break, and we'll get him reconnected. We'll be right back with Gerald Celente. I'm Alex Jones.
Protect your freedoms and be independent by learning how to maintain, repair, and customize your own firearms through these exclusive video training courses on DVD from the American Gunsmithing Institute. Call and get a free 2-hour sampler DVD video and catalog. See just how quickly and easily you can learn firearm disassembly and reassembly, accurizing, customizing, super tuning, refinishing, trigger repair, and much, much more for rifles, pistols, and shotguns. Courses available for both the hobbyist and the professional. You can even get certified as a gunsmith to make money part-time, full-time, or as a retirement income doing what you love. Call 1-800-247-5032 to order your free sampler DVD and catalog. That's 1-800-247-5032. Call now and get a bonus $10 saving coupon. 1-800-247-5032 or go to AmericanGunsmithDVD.com. Learn how, learn now with AmericanGunsmithDVD.com, your source for how-to gunsmithing videos.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
If you are concerned about heart health, have heart problems, or know someone who does, this message is for you. LifeWise Naturals introduces HeartWise with citronal, CoQ10, hawthorn, and more. For premium cardiovascular health, just 2 HeartWise capsules per day provide optimum levels of powerful nutrients to promote cardiovascular energy, healthy blood pressure, circulatory health, and normal cholesterol levels. HeartWise is made with patented ingredients using only research-based potencies of individual nutrients. This exclusive formulation works in multiple ways, providing comprehensive cardiovascular protection. A 30-day supply of HeartWise with citronal and CoQ10 is only $22.50. GCN listeners, order HeartWise now and receive a free bottle of True Pomegranate, one of the most effective superfoods and antioxidants available. Mention product code HEART when you call 800-643-9558, 800-643-9558, or go to freeheartoffer.com. That's freeheartoffer.com today.
I see another side, maybe just another light that shines. And I look over now through the door, and I still belong.
Trendsresearch.com is the excellent website. I suggest you subscribe. It is invaluable information. Trendsresearch.com. Gerald Celente is our guest all the way to the end of the next hour. We'll have open phones next hour after we have some more time to talk with Gerald. We're having a few breakups via our video connection, but we're very honored to have him. Here's some really bad news. Rand Paul is seen as the leader of the true Tea Party movement right now. They've pulled out the stops. They had a video feed where he couldn't hear them with a 2-second delay. And they said, do you support repealing the Civil Rights Act? And he said, yes, I can't hear you. Yes, I can hear you now. And then he said, no, I don't agree with getting rid of it. Now, that's a quote. Then they took his yes, now I can hear you. He was having problems just like Gerald is with a connection. And they ran with the headline, he wants to get rid of the Civil Rights Act, and that was a national hoax. Now, I don't mean to divert. I want to get into the other ways he's saying we can protect ourselves and more of his trends forecast. It's been so devastatingly accurate. Here's the horrible news, though. Washington Post, GQ magazine, woman says Rand Paul kidnapped her in college, tried to force her to take bong hits. And, folks, I'll bet you my bottom dollar, you know, we've got Al Gore with the semen-stained clothing with this other woman, and that's being covered up. But with Rand Paul, Gerald, we're going to see more and more desperate stuff like this, aren't we?
Yeah, that sounds like a story they could have ran about me, and it might have been true.
Oh, boy. You know what? This interview is so important with Gerald. We're now going to just go to regular phone line with him and get his take on this while we're reconnecting. Skype's a wonderful technology. You can have him up there in clear living color for the video viewers at prisonplanet.tv, but we're having a problem, so we're going to go to phone line now. Here it is. GQ. Woman says Rand Paul kidnapped her in college, tried to force me to take bong hits. Rand Paul's educational experience was under scrutiny last week when the Lexington Herald reported that the doctor never got a bachelor's degree. And that's not true. He left Baylor University in Texas when Duke accepted him in medical school. Well, a lot of people don't know that a lot of doctors and people, if they already have, they're in college, they have high grade scores, they can be accepted to a medical school, and the medical schools do that. He went on, it says, and they've also claimed that he hasn't kept his license up, which is not illegal, but they claim it's a problem. Now GQ has an article on Paul's college years that is likely to raise more questions. Do we have Gerald back? The strangest episode of Paul's time at Baylor occurred one afternoon in '83, so they're reporting it as if it's true, although memories about all these events are understandably a bit hazy, so the date might be slightly off, when he was a Nose brother, a fellow member of a secret society. And so now they're spinning being in a regular fraternity as a secret society, just all crafted to make his base hate him. A fellow member of a secret society, Nose Brotherhood, paid a visit to a female student who was one of Paul's teammates at the Baylor swim team. According to this woman, who requested anonymity, oh, that's another big red flag, because of her current job as a clinical psychologist. Oh, give me a break, another one of those people. He said, Rand came to my house, knocked on my door, and then blindfolded me, tied me up, and put me in the car. They took me to their apartment and tried to force me to take bong hits. They've been smoking pot. After the woman refused to smoke with them, Paul and his friend put her back in the car and drove her to the countryside over Waco, where they stopped near a creek. They told me that their god was Aqua Buddha and that they needed to bow down and worship him, the woman recalls. They blindfolded me and made me bow down to Aqua Buddha in the creek. I had to say I worshipped Aqua Buddha. This looks like it's been made up and written, tailored, secret societies, Aqua Buddha, bong hits, like it was tailor-made with some woman who won't even say who she is. This is desperate type activity, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from efoodsdirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh, made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new evacuation pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is efoodsdirect.com. Go to their website online right now, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800 409-5633.